Hey, good morning, Sean. This is a demo video for you for your Crimson Menace. This is the Gen 2 Dennis Lukianov Crimson Menace, and it is a big boy. So it barely fit in my photo booth. I did put the claws on just to demo the saber and take a few pictures, but of course I'll be taking these back off so that everything fits in the box and I can send this out in the original packaging. All right. This is a dual install, so it has two of everything. How you get to the chassis is you want to unscrew this side, not the side with the claws. All right, you want to unscrew what I'll call the pommel, even though this is a staff. All right, so we'll take this off. It will be kind of tight, but it comes off fine. You'll see your piece of the chassis right here, and you'll have to come over from the other side and push it out. And you may have a little bit of difficulty pushing this out. If you do, I'm going to include a piece of 7/8 inch blade stock for you. All you have to do is just take it and push it in. It helps shoot this chassis out the other side a little bit. All right, so I did sand the chassis so that it fits in here nice. I didn't want to sand it so it was too loose though, because if I did that, the four tactiles may not line up with the plungers properly. So I'll put this 7/8 blade stock in your kit so you have it. All right, but once you push it out just a little bit over on this side, you can go ahead and come over here and just pull it out the rest of the way. All right, I'll put this off to the side. This is the Jimmy's Junk or the Jimmy Saber Junk chassis that you provided the STL for, and I printed here in house. So it houses two different Proffies boards. You can get to both of your SD cards and your micro USBs from here. If you did need to, for any chance, lift up the board, these slide forward and then they come out. All right, and then they slide back when you're not using them. They both have kill switches, so you can see the two kill switches there. This chassis runs a dual 18650 setup, so you need two batteries for this guy. All right, crystal chambers on both sides. So each side has a real quartz crystal, and I'll light that up here for you in a second. So a real quartz crystal over there and another one over here. And then this is running 22 millimeter Vico speakers. All right, so one located right here and the other located right here. And for being as small as they are, they sound really good in the hilt. And lastly, you have Carl Chen PCB. So you got one here and one here for your Neopixel setups. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll throw some batteries in. Spring side is your negative over here on both sides. All right, and then you can see also your tactile switches here, which is what I was talking about, why I didn't sand the chassis profusely, because these are like, I think they're 1.5 millimeter tall, not very much play at all in them. So it was important that they line up properly and that there's no play in the chassis. But once you put the batteries in, you can come over here and flip each side.
Formerly Darth, now just Maul.
I got your sound font on here, Crimson Menace, and we'll flip the other side.
Formerly Darth, now just Maul.
And as you can see, I've got your crystal chambers pulsing when the saber's off. So that side, and then this side over here too. And they look really good. These quartz crystals shine up very nice. They will time out on you though if you don't turn on the saber right away. So it won't kill your battery. All right, so when we get those batteries in, we can come over here. It does matter how you put this in. The silver bump outs here are your switches. So these guys right here are your switches, not the red ones. And as you can see, like your switches are off to one side of the chassis. And you can also see a groove on this side that goes all the way through and a groove that goes all the way through. That means you need to put it in like this. It will not fit in the other way. All right, so I want to take this and slide it in. Take your time and line up those grooves. Push it all the way in until it goes to about right there. All right, and then we can come back over here and we can take our pommel piece and screw it on. All right. So we'll screw that on just like that. Go ahead and screw it down all the way, lock it down until it stops. So now everything is locked down. Now your power and your aux switches are the same on both sides. So towards your pommel, the bottom switch is your power. That's the power for one. And then the bottom is your power for your pommel. Auxiliary over here, or for the other side. And I gave you twist off. All right, so for blade retentions on these guys, the side with the claws has a smaller grub screw. It's this guy right here. And then the next size up or two for your pommel is going to be, you have 3 screws right here that run along the circumference of this pommel, right? You can see them, they're equally spaced. One of them is slightly larger than the others, than the other 2, so I've got that particular one backed out. We'll go ahead and we'll throw 2 blades in here. This takes 1-inch diameter Neopixel blades. All right. For the pommel, I'm going to use a smaller TriStar blade. So if I fire this up and it looks brighter than the other blade, it's just because this is a TriStar blade. They're both set up for full-length blades. They're both set up identically. A copy of the config file is on each of the SD cards. So no matter which one that you pull out and look at, you'll notice, each Proffie is set up the same. All right, so we'll lock that blade down. Shorter blade here. I know you have some plans to make this into a staff, so that will look really cool. Come over here and we'll put this in as well and lock it down. So I'll fire this up right here at my desk real quick, and then I'll probably step back and show you how everything lights up. All right. So you can see everything's working like it should. And I'll step back and show you it, just away from the camera. So as you can see, everything in here is doing exactly what it should. And we'll go through and we'll take these blades back out. Oops, wrong Allen key. So these blades go in and out very easily. Whoops, sorry, very easily. All right, pop that one out. Come over here and we need to take this one out as well. This one can be a little bit tricky because you don't know which of the 3 screws it is that you lock down. I didn't do it because I didn't want to mark up this saber if I didn't have to, but what I would suggest is maybe a silver marker, or even better, if you came through on one of these 3 screws that is longer than the other 2 and maybe nicked it with like a file or something so you know which one is the blade retention. So you're not having to guess every time. All right, but when we're done, of course, we just want to go in reverse. All right, so we'll come over here and take this pommel piece off. Should slide right off. If you have trouble pushing it out, again, I'm going to include this 7/8" blade stock. Be careful you don't. There's no way that you're going to be able to press on those pins. As you can see, no matter how I put that blade stock in there, I'm not landing on the LEDs or the pins. So this is pretty safe to use. It's a handy tool. So push it out till it's about that far, just far enough to where you can come over here and grab it and gently pull it. So you want to gently pull it, okay? Because when I put this together, the way this chassis is designed is this main piece gets printed, and then this piece gets printed separately, and this piece gets printed separately. And as I install it and everything goes together, I use CA glue to glue this to the main chassis. So I glued this side and I glued this side. I don't foresee it ever going anywhere on you. But it's not one of those things you just want to come over here and grab, yank out of the Saber. Just take your time and pull it out. It'll come right out. All right, but as far as the kill switches go, we'll turn each side on so that I can show you that the kill switches work too. There's one side. There's the other side. And then we'll flip them off one by one. So we'll flip this one off. That's dead. And then the other one. That's dead too, right? I made sure your kill switches, they both flip one way to go off. They both flip on the other way to go on, and they line up with each other. All right, so when you're done, you can leave your batteries in, of course, or come over here from the positive side, and you shouldn't have any problems popping this out. This was a very enjoyable chassis to install. It made doing the Saber very easy. And yeah, that's basically your Crimson Menace. So let me know if you have any questions. And if not, I will package this up and try to get it out in the mail to you today or first thing Monday morning. All right. Thanks, man.